so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
Oh,
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
All right, well, I guess I'm ready. I wasn't asked if I was ready.
It's 5 minutes after we usually start. I mean, what do you fucking want?
Well, luckily, I'm a professional and I'm fucking always ready.
If you were ready, you wouldn't have done that intro. You would have just done a normal intro and acted like nothing happened. You want me to restart it or what?
You know what, Tanner? Maybe I do, dude. Maybe I do, because you've botched this.
I'm not.
You fucked this up.
I'm not.
Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast that was sprung upon me this evening. Episode number 172. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined by dumb idiot bitch Tanner.
Hey.
Who has a lower gulag win rate percentage than I do. Tanner, how you doing today with your dog shit gulag win rate ratio percentage?
What's yours?
Let's take a look here.
Because mine's
93.8%. So
that's crazy. Because mine's 100% in season 6. I haven't lost a gulag
not.
according to WZRank.com.
Well, fake.
Got
fake
it.
News, fake screenshots.
Got it.
And end it all. Welcome to the show. Today, we will be, in fact, discussing Season 6, as Tanner has alluded to with his lie about his gulag win ratio, which is not as high as mine. Much like he doesn't have dark matter, the weapon camo, and I do. That camo, which I have and Tanner doesn't. And I'll have, hey, by the way, you know what, but dude, before we get into this episode, let's start with an announcement, okay? Here's announcement number 1. Tanner and I made a little bet about who would get the completionist camo in Vanguard first. Okay. Tanner bet me 100 United States dollars that he would have the Vanguard completionist camo done before I will. Now, you guys might want to have some side action on this, because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get the camo before Tanner, dare I say long before Tanner. I'm going to let everyone know about it. It will be announced on the subsequent 3 podcasts minimum afterward, after the funds have been deposited into my PayPal, right? And then you guys can maybe do some side action on this bet. Because when Tanner's in Zion, guess what I'll be doing? When Tanner's at weddings that he gets invited to that I don't, guess what I'll be doing, dude? When Tanner's fucking LARPing in his Jeep like he's Mad Max, guess what I'll be doing, dude? Grinding the camo and completing it. Before he does, in fact. Tanner,
you didn't get dark matter until like
May. What gave you the audacity to think you would have this camo done before I would?
I'm over it. Yeah. If we didn't actually make a bet, I would easily beat you. But just because there's a bet now, you have way more free time. You're just going to play it as much as possible just to win the bet. So if there was no bet, if there was no bet, I would have had it before you 100%. But now that there's a bet, you're going to have it before me. Because Benji's right. Like Ben said in the Discord, he said, you actually leave your house from time to time. Raz doesn't. He's going to get it before you. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. I should just stop. So I'm over it.
You can just give me the $100 now if you want. No, it's not off. Not until the funds have been secured is the bet
funds
off.
Aren't being secured.
Okay, well, I'll cook the books then. Anyways, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
So today we will be talking about our kind of initial impressions of Season 6. This is principally going to be related to Warzone. However, I will make an addendum real quick about the new map on Cold War. So, okay. Before we get into that, which I'm very excited to do, again, it's going to be mostly about Warzone, but a little bit about Cold War. We'll talk the new guns, the map changes on Verdansk, Iron Trials quads, etc. But before that, no real announcements. We could make some, but a lot of shit's just up in the air right now, and we don't have anything super concrete for you. However, Tanner would like to share an announcement. Tanner, what do you got for us, bud?
Oh, you're gonna put this on me, huh? I was mid-burp, muted, but okay.
I'll do it if you want.
Take it. Why don't you take it away?
Okay.
Take it away.
All right. So Tanner has written the merch drop will be in November. Let me just read this. Merch drop will be in November. What day? What time? How much will it cost? Okay, so that's how this starts. Now, let me be clear. We've been telling you guys that the merch is coming next week, next month.
You have
for fucking
I have
for 8 months now, and we're beginning to sound like Tarkov players saying, "Oh, the wipe is next Tuesday, man." And then next Tuesday comes, Thursday, what don't care. Well, they're always wrong anyway. And then the wipe doesn't happen. So I wanted to refrain from doing this yet again. But Tanner has insisted on making this announcement. I will say we are very confident that the merch drop will happen in November. I'm not sure, though, because something's probably going to go wrong again, dude. However,
I don't know.
We do have the merch in our inventories.
We have the merch, yeah.
Yeah, our characters have secured the merchandise. It is in the stash. We're merched the fuck up. We've gotten it all. So we have all of the goods. Ostensibly, the website is ready, and we need to like iron out some settings, flip the switch, what have you. We've even ordered some supplies, some fucking bubble wrap, some scotch tape, some
tape.
Sharpies to write the labels.
We didn't, no.
A label printer. So we really should be ready by November, but I just know better, and I'm like, hopefully it's ready by November. Here's the announcement, okay? We plan to have the merch drop happen in November. Will things go according to plan, dude? I don't fucking know. They haven't for the last 3 months with respect to the merch, so we'll certainly fucking see, won't we? But we plan to have the merch drop in November. Now, what Tanner has also written is what I do know, quote, what I do know is that I worked on the back end merch shit last night while Raz was absolutely hammered. That's not true. I had like 5 beers.
Okay.
Did I work OT on a Friday night? This is all so wrong. Yup. No. Was I paid for it? He asks. No. Well, okay. How dare you make me read this drivel, this shit? Am I the backbone of this little radio show? I sure as fuck am. So when the merch comes out, buy it. Here's something else we'll add. So this was all fake news, but here's something else we'll add, by the way, and we will remind you guys of this. The merch proceeds will be going more to Tanner than to me. So many, dare I say most of you who listen to this podcast fucking despise me.
As
and
I
that's
should.
great. And if you want to stick it to me, buy the merch because Tanner gets more of that money and he will laugh at me for it. So you could do that if you
Bank
liked
statement
Tanner
check?
more than me. Okay. Then you could buy the merch and he'll get more of the proceeds. But we'll remind you guys of that. So did I miss anything with respect to the merch drop, Tanner?
It'll be in November, yeah, because we actually have it now. We have it. The website guys, we've already met with them twice and talked about how to do things. That's what I was doing last night. I started uploading things, set like the stock levels and everything. So honestly, I think a lot of that is done. I'm not really sure what else. There seemed to be less to do than what I had remembered. So I don't know. We need to meet with him one more time, and then I think honestly we'll be set. I think it's just mostly shipping stuff at this point. Like, I got everything added in, it appears. I got images added in. They should be fine. But yeah, it's going to be shipping stuff only. That's what we're going to have to figure out. We got all the supplies. Postal Service is mailing us a bunch of boxes. And then that'll literally be everything. So we should have that by like the beginning of the week. So it'll be in November. And we'll tell you guys the exact date probably 2 weeks before. Like, we'll give you an exact day and say this is a drop at this time. That's it. But the good thing about all this is, once we go live with it, we're going to be able to add more shit to it so much quicker next time. Sweatshirts, we have a shop now. We order them. We get them in 2 weeks. We add them to the website. We can sell them immediately. So it's taken this long, but from here on out, again, we're doing a very small initial launch. After that, we're going to be able to order whatever we want and get it really fast. So that'll be nice.
Yeah. This first drop is, of course, going to take way longer than all future ones will. If we do future ones, which will depend on if anyone actually buys the goddamn merchandise. So let's absolutely make that happen.
Like the
sure.
like the PO box. No one's mailed us anything in 3.5 months. Yeah, except for my brother-in-law.
Yeah, who could have just walked it across the street?
Could have walked it. Yeah.
So yes, that is true. So we're gonna sort of preview one merch item, kind of at this time. Okay.
Oh, we're leaking now, huh? Any leakers?
Sort
Are
of.
we leaking?
I don't want to give a full leak. Patrons at the Patreon Hangout, members of patreon.com/the Dropshot, which is, of course, the best way to support the program. Oh, there's another.
And buying the merch.
And buying the merch. Well, more of that money goes to Tanner, so don't do that. Go PayPal me. Here is one merch item. See, in hand.
Look at that.
Dude. In hand. You know what?
Is that a tank top, or is that a shirt or a long sleeve? What is that?
Let's find out. And once again, patrons, supporters of the show at patreon.com/the Dropshot. I mean, they get so much content. They get bonus episodes every month, 5 of them, in fact, gameplay breakdowns and more. Patreon.com/the Dropshot. They also get hangouts every week, and they saw it first. Here's the shirt. Okay, so we have the mugs. We have the whiskey glasses as well. And I'll like wear it at some point. Well, Tanner will wear it. We're gonna hire a male model to put the shirt on because they'll look fucking terrible on either.
Yeah,
of us,
who's the
let's be
best
honest.
looking guy in the Discord?
Maybe Gabe. Maybe we can. Did we order any
Gabe's the
extra
best
smalls?
looking, yeah. Small, not extra small though.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? God damn it! What was I just saying? Oh yeah, so we were gonna also show you guys the coffee mugs and the whiskey glasses on this episode, but they are maybe 10 paces away from Tanner's room. And he was like, "Oh, I don't want to get
No, because I have to find the key, walk next door, open up fucking 4 locks because there's 100 locks on the front door. That take like 4 different keys. Then I have to get into the house, grab the piece of merchandise, walk it back here without dropping the glass mug or the whiskey glass and breaking it and then us being down one. It's just a disaster. There's too many steps. I can't do it.
Imagine being afraid of walking a glass from one house to the next.
Imagine how I felt
Holy
carrying
shit,
the whole
man.
box of them into the house, all 50 of them.
You must have been petrified. Yeah, that's actually
there's
just
50
insane.
in a box. It was pretty heavy.
How much silverware have you broken in your life to where this was a concern? Is what I want to know. I don't know if I've ever broken a glass before.
Well, you set it on the counter for mommy to wash. I mean, what do you want?
Well, I got to get it to the counter first.
Yeah. Well, true.
So anyway, for those of you just listening, subscribe to the goddamn YouTube so you can see the video and then you'd see what the fucking shirt looks like. But it's a t-shirt with the new official logo that we're going to have forever. This is our forever logo.
It's our forever home.
Forever Young. And it's on a t-shirt. And it's like in the middle of it's a logo on a t-shirt on the front of the t-shirt, and you guys can figure out what about that would look like, right? So that's what it looks like. Just so you know. But the whiskey glass is very cool. It's fucking etched, dude. It's laser etched. I don't know if the laser does it. Dishwasher safe, absolutely. And it looks really good. It's similar to gifts we had gotten. In fact, and it's really nice. And then the coffee mugs, I'm genuinely surprised at how well those came out, because the coffee mugs are white and they have our color logo on them. And they frankly just look better than I thought they would. The logo looks like sharper, a lot sharper and like more clear
Yeah.
and vibrant than I thought it would. Like, actually, that was the most surprising thing of the 3 items. I was like, damn, this coffee mug looks fucking legit. And I'd love to show you guys that, right? But Tanner, fucking Mr. Fumble Hands over here, is too afraid to bring them on camera.
I don't want to leak too much.
Someday,
I don't want to leak too much.
We'll show
if
you
we
guys.
leak it, they won't buy it. It's a mystery box purchase. We don't show what it is when you guys order it. Yeah. We just say coffee mug $95 and we put the FaZe logo next to it.
Got
so
it.
you guys know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll get 1 million retweets. Yeah. So
cool.
So anyways, other than that, for the patrons, for the Platinum and Damascus, the patron Q&A is now live. Went live this afternoon, so check that out if you want. And if you're gold, upgrade, of course, and then you can listen to that episode and many more, by the way. And then we will have our gameplay breakdown of Mr. Ned Schneebly up shortly, probably tomorrow or the next day. It's already been recorded, and we've just kind of putting some finishing little fucking touches on it, and that'll be up as well. So other than that, boys and girls, that is it for announcements. If you're listening for the jingle, here it is.
Slivovitz 91 with a tier 1 resub. 17 months.
Holy shit, man.
What's up, King? Good to see you, Slivo. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you very much for that resub.
All right. So today we're talking about our first impressions of Season 6 and all that it entails. Everything we've played anyway, which is most of the offerings outside of Cold War, frankly. So the one thing I can tell you about Cold War is the new map, Deprogram. So I played a couple hours of Cold War today. I wanted to level the Grav. So I was doing that I did it mostly on Nuketown, but I did it a little bit on Deprogram first, played that a couple times just to get a feel for the map. So the map Deprogram is, it's fine. It's pretty good, in fact. I would say it's actually kind of cool because it has red doors on the map, like they have in Warzone. So you go through the red door, and then you just teleport somewhere else. It's kind of like those Halo portals.
Sounds awful.
They're red doors. No, it's actually pretty cool. What's not cool is when people camp them. I'll give you that, which people do, of course, do.
Of course, yeah.
But it's a neat little feature. And even outside of the red doors, the map is fairly well laid out. Pretty fucking small, which was nice. And a decent amount of cover, logical flow. One of the few things Cold War did really well in general, I would say, was the maps. And Deprogram is no different. It's a good, solid 6's map. It's 6's sized, which again, it's like pretty small by Call of Duty standards. It's perfectly good for a 6's map. That's the size of it. It's like smaller than Diesel by a fair bit, I would say. So it doesn't feel super small, but it's a pretty good map.
Is it like a 3-lane? Typical 3-lane kind of?
Yes, outside of the red doors, it is like a 3-lane map. Yeah. There's mid, which is sort of more elevated than the 2 side lanes, which you're probably like 3 meters underneath. It's not like a different level, but you're just on a slope. So you can imagine mid lane is the top of a hill, which is like the whole map. It's a very rough explanation, but it's just to explain the topography of it. But it is, it's pretty good. As far as the Grav in Cold War, it's pretty fucking good, actually. It has an ammo conversion kit, which I believe is the 4th magazine. I don't know how this performs in Warzone. I'm guessing pretty dog shit. But in Cold War, it gives you 6% extra damage at the cost of like ADS time, reload time, ammo capacity, and max ammo capacity. And it's 30 rounds. So this is sort of the equivalent to like maybe, I don't know, M4A1 SOCOM rounds, except it's not semi-auto, and it's not only 10 rounds, it's 30. So if you put that on in Cold War, that gun kind of fucks, dude. It's pretty goddamn good. Not the fastest gun, but it's a pretty solid AR. That's how it performs. And then I didn't use the shotgun, the Ironhide, because I'm not a piece of shit. So I can't tell you how that is in Cold War. Because I don't hate myself and other people.
Well, it's debatable.
Well, that was all a lie. But I still have not sunken so low as to use shotguns in multiplayer. So I can't tell you anything about that. But the Grav, yeah, was fine. It was pretty good. All right, so that's all the experience I have with Cold War Season 6 so far. That's it. So now we'll get into Warzone, which Tanner and I both have quite a bit to say. And we'll start with, so we've listed a number of things here. As usual, these are in no particular order, but we're just going to talk about the big things that have happened, not least of which is the new map changes. Tanner, what are your thoughts on the destruction of downtown and stadium?
Yeah, so honestly, it's all kind of underwhelming. I got baited somewhat, and I thought the changes, based on those screenshots, kind of look like there'd be more to it. I mean, there is a lot that was blown up. It's pretty fucked up. But there's nothing going on there. There's not a bunch of chests. There's like no contracts at the bottom of the crack. There's no real reason to actually go there and land there. And of course, on Wednesday, we were talking about, like, before the update came out, we were like, oh, maybe, like, I had said, oh, maybe there's like a bunker at the bottom of the crack. That would have been kind of cool seeing it now, because that would have given you a reason to actually go to the giant crack. Now there's just nothing. I mean, there's just no reason to go there. There was more of a reason before actually to go there because of the buildings and stuff to get on top of. So I guess that's a good thing. Less rooftop campers, possibly. But there's just nothing going on there. So it kind of would have been cool if one of those, like, the rubble opened up and like led to a door which was in a bunker that you could go in and get a bunch of good shit, so that people actually played around that area, but they don't. There's just nothing going on. It didn't necessarily make the map worse at all. It didn't do that, and I'm happy they did this change, but I was kind of just expecting more. Again, though, with us not being used to like a lot of map changes, this is still a good thing. One thing I did notice today, though, when we were playing, is that I almost think the circle ending around the crack is actually worse than if the circle was ending with buildings there. Because we were playing Iron Trials, which we'll get into in a second, and it was Jake, and he was alone down in the crack. And there's just...
That's unusual.
There's so
Jake,
much...
the last one alive.
There's so much clutter and shit down there, and it's like... It's almost like trying to run over rocks in places where you just can't. Like, there's just a lot of things you can't get over. Just a lot of nonsense, it seems. But, of course, it's destroyed buildings. Of course, it's going to be rubble everywhere. But it was kind of shit having an ending there, from what I noticed. So we won that game. Then also another time we were moving through that area as the zone was coming in, and we had to, like, move through it and get on the other side of it. Again... kind of just annoying almost. Bunch of rubble everywhere. I had to mantle over a bunch of things just to get to the other side of the crack. Kind of annoying. Just minor, but it's like almost makes me feel like, okay, maybe we should have just kept the buildings. I don't really know. It just felt odd, I guess. It kind of just felt like you're fighting in an area on the map, like up by Summit where there's a bunch of rocks or something, and you're just kind of like struggling. Like, you can't go where you want to go because it's not accessible. That's somewhat how it felt. So that wasn't great, but I'm still glad they made the change. I'm glad they are making a map change. Maybe that's a good sign for what we'll have in Pacific. I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually, because Tanner and I have always talked about, like, me more than him, but I think he agrees. Like, we want just fewer buildings in Verdansk in general.
Yeah.
But the problem is, they're not going to just delete buildings and replace it with just like a field with a couple of rocks, which is what we mean when we say we want fewer buildings. Instead, they'll make a cinematic and there's a bunch of rocks you can't run over. And that's not like the best substitute. Still probably prefer it to the buildings, but that is certainly not the ideal thing to take its place. That is a fair point. I think part of that too, though, is that since it's new, we're just not like super used to navigating it yet. And if we were, we would know like, okay, it's just not worth going in there. Just like we never try to go up rocks you can't climb anymore, because we've been there, done that, died to gas trying it. And now we know to like avoid it. True. I think that the same would be the case given enough time with these, but yeah, I see what you're saying. The other point is that there really isn't anything going on there. Like, yeah, you can loot and shit, but there's no bunker. So really the only reason you would drop there is if the circle lended itself toward that, sure. But also, if you wanted to fight around that area or rotate from that area. And we don't, because we don't like downtown. So if you land there and then you like, whatever, get loadout or something, it's like, okay, cool. Well, now I'm at Nakatomi Plaza and I don't want to be here. I fucking hate downtown. So it would have been much better for us if this map change, if buildings were destroyed at like lumber, that would have actually just been, it would have changed more for us because we actually like landing lumber based on the buildings currently there, but also what's around it and where you can rotate to.
Yeah.
So like landing on all these destroyed buildings is like, cool. Okay. You get loadout, whatever. But then you're just, again, next to Nakatomi Plaza. I don't want to be here. I just want to leave downtown. So it's kind of dumb to land in downtown if you don't want to be in downtown, which is why this really isn't that big of a deal, or as big of a deal as we thought it would be. Because what we've learned is, oh, downtown fucking sucks, as if we forgot this somehow. So we just don't go there anymore. So the only time we see this is when we're forced to by gas, really. So still, it's good. I mean, I like map changes, and I'm not saying this is worse than having the buildings there, but it just isn't as impactful as I was hoping it would be. But of course it's not. In hindsight, it's like we could have predicted this. Yeah. And then in terms of how Stadium has changed, it hasn't. Stadium feels exactly the same.
Stadium's worse, actually, I think, because now it's like you can't run across Stadium without there being a giant crack there, and you can barely make the jump.
Yeah. So, that's true.
Stadium's no better at all. No.
Yeah. Stadium, like, yeah. So,
you know,
and again, Stadium's not really somewhere I want to land. Go ahead.
Something else with this that I kind of realized today when I was playing is that I almost don't think anymore that the tall buildings in downtown have been the problem the whole time. I think it's the smaller buildings. Because think about it. If you're running under Nakatomi Plaza, they're not shooting at you. If you're running under Favorite, they may be shooting at you, but they're not hitting you because they're up so high. If you run under a building like Bank, or those buildings on the east side of Bank closer to the river, those are the most dangerous buildings to run by because they're 2 stories tall. People get nasty head glitches where they can get, all you see is their forehead from that ledge, and they can shoot down and just easily beam you, and you have no angle on them. Whereas the tall buildings, they're so far away, and the people up there usually dog shit. They're missing all your shots. And it's kind of making me realize, I don't think that's the issue. I think it's all of the small buildings in downtown that have made downtown horrible this whole time, not the tall buildings, not the skyscrapers.
You're probably right. That's a good point. But I think our main issue with downtown, I think it's still true that the biggest issue with downtown, irrespective of the height of the buildings, is the number of them. There are so many.
True. Yeah.
You know, and like, yeah, it would be worse if they were all bank size, though. You're actually right about that. Because, yeah, I'm more likely to get a kill if I'm on top bank and someone's on the street than if I'm on top Nakatomi. Yeah. You know, that is a good point. Yeah.
And then last thing regarding when we were talking about like these changes, when the buildings fall down, there's a bunch of rubble. It'd be fantastic if every 2 to 3 weeks we had small map changes where it's like Fortnite type shit. So 2 weeks from now, we get an update where a bunch of that rubble is gone, and there's like there's tractors and shit placed around there. So it kind of like you get that feeling that they're like cleaning up the rubble, and so you're getting small map changes out of it, but it's also like staying true to what they want and kind of like realistic type map changes, quote realistic, where it's like it changes often and less. I would rather have that really than just because what's going to happen? The buildings fell down. Nothing else is going to change with the map until we get the new one at the end of next month, and it's like okay,
Yeah.
I would rather have the smallest, stupidest updates every 2 to 3 weeks than get that at the very end of the map. But I don't know. That's just something I hope they continue with.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Because that's like what Fortnite did.
I know, yeah. We talked about this last week, I think. And I agree, of course, that is true. Unfortunately, I just don't see them doing it. Or if they do, there's no... So whether or not they do, I don't think there's been anything to indicate that that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
You know? Because, yeah, this has been one, like, fairly big map change. And the last time the map was changed was when Cold War came out, right? I mean, literally.
When we got the new Verdansk map, pretty much. Well,
yeah,
weren't there other little changes?
Those were before Cold War, though. Like, we got the boat or whatever. The Vodoskanoi.
No, like for some reason I was thinking like Summit or Salt Mine came after, but yeah, all of that came with Verdansk 84. Yeah, I guess there's really been nothing.
Yeah, yeah. There were more map changes leading up to Cold War's release than there have been for Vanguard. And more than I expect there to be leading up to Vanguard, which is fine. That makes sense because this map is going away, so you don't really need to devote a ton of effort to it. But yeah. I mean, of course, I agree. It would be nice if there were regular changes to the map and to like Warzone Pacific. Another thing that could be kind of cool too, maybe, is they have, so it's going to be in the Pacific. They could have like the weather mirror, or at least the seasons mirror the seasons in that region.
Yeah.
So if it's like summer in the Pacific, then like, well, never mind. Don't have summer. I don't want to see the sun. If it's summer, have the map be at night. And then if it's winter, have it be all cloudy and shit during the day. You know, that would be like cool. That'd be something like fairly simple they could do. But true. I also remember that we saw the sun. We saw much more of the sun than we wanted to on Vanguard. So I'm not sure about that idea. But anyway, this is all kind of fantasy. Nonetheless, I think the map change was pretty good, but just not that big of a deal. Yeah. The bunkers, on the other hand, well, okay. So Tanner and I, when Season 6 came out, because I haven't looked this up. I could. Sure, there are answers. But before there were answers, we were like, oh, dude, let's try to like find these bunkers. Let's go to one of where the old bunkers used to be. We went there, doesn't work. Went to a couple of them, they all didn't work.
Salt Mine 1 isn't open.
And then we went to ones we thought maybe would be. So the Salt Mine like doors that have never been a bunker, we went there, nothing. So we're like, God damn it. And then we just kind of forgot about it and gave up on it. And then we're playing fours. We're going from Boneyard to like storage area. And we're like, we go in like I don't even remember what it was. It was by like was that like a parked truck with like a little outpost?
Yeah.
We go into some dumb random little room and we're getting fucking chased and we are not like prepared for this fight. And then we go in here and we've never been in this area before and we see like press F to repel. And we're like, oh fuck, repel. So we repel and then we're like, oh, we just stumbled upon a bunker. And it was like a labyrinth, dude. There were a lot of rooms. It was really big and underground. And then we like ran all the way through. Probably took like 20, 30 seconds to run through the whole thing and come out on a different entrance to that bunker.
Yeah, it was big.
And I was like, oh, okay. So these are what the bunkers are. They are totally unlike the old bunkers with the key codes. I can't speak to the level of loot in those bunkers because it had already been looted by the time we were getting chased through it. But it was quite big and odd. Have you looked into like how many bunkers there are or anything, Tanner?
No, I haven't. Not really
What
sure.
were your experiences in that getaway, Chase?
Yeah, same thing. The bunker was really big, but other than that, I dropped into one today at one point. Same thing, it had already been looted. It had like a UAV sitting on the ground, but there like weren't very many chests or anything. Not a whole lot going on. Kind of dog shit.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
so
how.
It looks like there are. It looks like there are 3. So one is what I was talking about, just to the east of Boneyard.
Yeah.
One is north of Airport, so like very close to ATC, but southeast of it a tiny bit.
And the other's by Array, isn't it? To the north.
And then the other one is
yeah.
by the huge Array. Yeah. It is north of the airport maintenance area. Northwest of Radar Array.
Yeah.
So there's only 3 evidently. And each one has 2 entrances, as we alluded to, so you can run through it. Yeah, I don't know. These again
didn't add a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. Not much to say on that, really.
Yeah.
Other than that, so cool. All right, next, the new guns. Tanner has written, "Doesn't matter, they're fucking shit," in all caps. So okay, I will say. So the new AR is the Grav, and then the new shotgun is the 410 Ironhide. So the Grav, I have not gotten it max level yet, so I don't have all the meta Warzone attachments that you would put on a gun like that. However, I have used it in Warzone. I've picked up the ground loot, for example, the one that has no attachments, and the amount of recoil you have without attachments implies to me that with all the meta attachments, it's still going to have too much recoil to compete with like a Farah or a Krig or
XM4,
any other like
AK,
XM4, Cold War AK, any of these meta ARs. And in this current landscape we're in, where guns don't have any recoil, why use a gun that does have some?
Exactly.
There's just no reason to. So unless the time to kill on it is completely fucking insane, and even then I don't think it would be meta. So I will add the caveat. I haven't tried it with all the max level attachments yet. I plan on doing that shortly. I'm like 1 level off from having all 5 of them. So I plan on trying it, and I'll come back to you guys with that. But I would be very surprised if it was good.
It's not good in Warzone either, yeah. I got mine to like high 20s today.
Yeah. Okay.
In Plunder, like 28, 29. It's still horrible. And I like the recoil attachments that I have unlocked, I have on the thing, it's still awful. Because the thing is, it's not just like vertical, like say MG82 has a ton of recoil, all just straight vertical. This is a lot of horizontal and a lot of vertical recoil. I mean, it's worse than the Cold War AK. It's worse than, I may even say, with no attachments, it probably has more recoil than any AR currently in the game. I can't think of any that without attachments have more off the top of my head. There may be, but it's really fucking bad. On top of that, the reload time is one of the worst. Like it is.
Yeah, it's really. It's
you know how
level.
annoying the Farah is. I swear this feels a half a second longer. It's probably not. It's probably about the same as the Farah, but it feels really, really bad. So this gun is actually in such a bad place that I would say undoubtedly it'll be buffed at some point. So that's why I was still leveling it up today in Plunder. Because I'm like, it's so bad. They're obviously going to buff it at a point. There's nothing in the shop for it yet. There's no blueprints. They'll buff it. There will be bundles for it, like there always is. So
yeah,
you should,
on the same
you know,
path.
if you're fucking around and playing Plunder, I would still level it up. Don't try to use it in regular Warzone though, but it'll get buffed at a point for sure. Probably, I would guess within 2 to 3 weeks it'll be buffed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a good point. Yeah, so definitely level it for sure. Have all of them leveled. You never know what these lunatics are gonna buff or nerf. But yeah, I don't know. Not much more to say on that. I do know that like field agent, task force, and agency help a lot with recoil. So maybe, but I haven't really seen anyone say, "Oh, this thing fucking bangs."
I haven't seen anyone
Twitter
using it
either.
Today, so yeah, I don't think it does.
Yeah. Again, that implies it's probably not good, but I think the EM2 also took a minute to catch on in the pro scene or whatever. So it's possible that that's the case for this as well. I doubt it though. I doubt it pretty strongly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then the shotgun, I mean, they call it a lever action shotgun. It's a pump.
Yeah,
the
same
refire
thing.
rate. Yeah, the refire rate's actually like faster than a Hauer, like quite a bit faster, in fact. I don't know if it's going to be meta. I certainly hope not. I doubt it strongly, again, because it's a pump or a lever, whatever. But it's a shotgun in the game. So,
Yeah.
cool. And don't care. And then they did a couple other little weapon balance changes that we talked about. They nerfed 4 guns. The EMU, the 82 milligram. What else did they nerf? The the OTS-9 a little bit, and the C58 for some unknown reason. So still seeing plenty of the OTS-9. But as far as the assault rifles go, have not seen the EMU, I don't think once since Season 6 came out. MG82, I'm seeing it a lot when I pick it up in ground loot or die to it because it's ground loot, but like custom MG82s have not been seeing. I don't know if I've seen any of those since Season 6 dropped either. So those seem to be good. I think the favorite AR right now in Warzone for like long range is probably the Cold War AK or the XM4. But I still feel like I see the AK way more often than the XM4.
Yeah, agreed.
But I've been using the Extreme M4 because that's what the X stands for. The Extreme M4 because Jake was telling me I should try it. He was kind of hesitant to tell me about it, but I was watching him in the pregame lobby, and I saw his character model, and he had an XM4, an Extreme M4, and I could tell. And I said, "Hey, you're using that now?" He didn't really want to share with me what it was or why.
He was
so I
scared.
pressed him. He was scared. I pressed him, and he was like, "This is like my secret, man. If you use it too, you're gonna show me up. I'm gonna be embarrassed. You're gonna have a higher KD than me, a higher gulag win ratio than I do, which I of course do, etc." So I had to really pry it out of him. It was like pulling teeth, really. But I did, after I extracted that information, start using the Extreme M4, and it's fucking good. I don't know. I remember the last time I had used it with a long range setup was quite a while ago, and it had like a weird like barrel roll effect that appears to be gone. And I haven't tried it in quite a while, so that makes sense. It's seen quite a few changes, but it seems really good. Time to kill, to me, feels about as fast as the Cold War AK, but the XM4 has such a faster fire rate. The XM4 is a lot more forgiving, and surprisingly little recoil for how high the fire rate is. So I would urge you all to try that. If you're not really sure what like AR you should be using, I would go with the Extreme M4 for sure. The Cold War XM4 is, of course, what I mean when I say that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it though, because everything else that was, I think everything that was touched was nerfed. Well, definitely, but also I just haven't really seen any of those things except the OTS-9.
Yeah.
Which I'm still seeing plenty.
Still a lot of people running that.
Yeah, because the nerf was like fine. So yeah. Any thoughts on the balance changes, Tanner?
It's kind of hard. I was mostly playing Iron Trial, so a lot of that didn't affect it a whole lot. But I was mostly seeing like AKs, XM4s. Yeah.
Tell us about Iron Trials.
You want to talk about Iron Trials?
So Iron Trials Quads is in the video game, and when we went over the playlist agenda schedule, what calendar for the month, we talked about this, and we said it's really dumb that you're going to add Iron Trials Quads in lieu of regular quads. Just offer them both. It's so simple. We said that right away, and here we are. So Iron Trials Quads is the next installment in the Iron Trials saga. We had duos, now we have quads, and it plays differently. I will start by saying there were some changes to Iron Trials, and they made snipers more effective. So before, it was like you couldn't get a one-shot headshot down unless they were inside 30 meters. That has been extended to 50 meters.
Yeah.
So if you're sniping and you get a headshot inside 50 meters, they will get downed. But also outside of 50 meters, snipers now do more damage than they used to. So snipers are a lot more viable in Iron Trials than they were before. I was watching OP Mark's stream yesterday. He was using a sniper, a Swiss, in Iron Trials. And if that guy, who has the most wins on Earth, is sniping in Iron Trials, then it's probably pretty fucking good now. So that's a change for sure. Tanner was playing some Iron Trials quads today. Did you try sniping, Tanner?
I sniped a little bit today, yeah. The damage, by the way, was increased from 300 to 325 for that long-range headshot damage. So, pretty good now. I did get like a few one-shot downs, and it felt pretty good. I still haven't figured out yet, though, if it's better than just using like a long-range AR and an SMG. I don't really know yet, but it's definitely a lot better now. And you're still not seeing a whole lot of people snipe, so I wouldn't say it's like overpowered or anything the way that it is right now. If anything, it just got people using snipers that weren't otherwise, but it's not like busted, I don't think, at this point. But haven't seen much of it yet. Yeah, but to start with, by the way, absolutely agree. The fact they take out any regular core solos, duo, trios, or quads makes me so mad. How many people play this game? Why do you have to take out one of the core 4 game modes?
I know.
We have some like dog shit version of payload in right now, I think. Who plays that? You take out regular quads and you have some dog shit LTM. And like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop doing that. So there's a lot of things I have to say on this. It might kind of not be in order. For one, quads plays better than duos slightly. It's still shit, in my opinion, for the most part.
I think it's a lot better than duos, but it is still shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The gunfights are too drawn out now. With this time to kill, having 4 versus 4 gunfights, because you always run into a team of 4. Everyone holds hands in Iron Trials. You don't ever see someone even 10 meters from their teammate. Having 4v4 gunfights in like a building with the amount of health you get in Iron Trials is not fun. It's dog shit, actually. It's kind of like chaotic, but in a bad way, because it's just, you start shooting at someone, you get them like one shot, they run around the corner, all of a sudden their teammates there, you put 25 bullets into them, they're one shot, they run away, you see another guy, assuming it's one of those two, start shooting at him, put 23 bullets into him, he's one shot, it's not either of the first 2 guys you started shooting at. It's just a fucking disaster. It's like these long, drawn out, boring gunfights. Like, if you're in the open, it's not so bad, but we had a lot of fights like inside of buildings and stuff. Having 8 people with that amount of health in a building is dog shit. That doesn't raise the skill ceiling. It was not a fun experience at all. You're just like constantly chasing one guy around the building as he, plates up, heals up. It fucking sucks. So one thing though, it's a lot nicer being able to buy a loadout quicker. We were able to get a loadout in like a few minutes every time at the most. We were landing super most of the day. One time Cope actually landed and got, I don't know how, 12,000 out of a single crate. Out of a single chest, he got 12,000, I guess. I don't know. Super rare. But so we were able to get some pretty quick loadouts. That is very nice. Which makes you realize the price of the loadout really needs to scale, I think, based on the player count in Iron Trials. Because this was not how it felt in duos. You're looting around for 5+ minutes, and then maybe you have enough money, and then your teammate just gets down, and then you're back to square one, and it sucks. So being able to buy a loadout quicker, a lot more fun, because it's more fun playing with loadout guns than it is, dog shit ground loot. Which the ground loot isn't bad, but it's more fun to have perks. So duos is boring. I think quads is too much. Trios, undoubtedly, in my opinion, will be the best version of Iron Trials. I'm excited to try that. I don't remember when that's coming. I want to say it's either next weekend or the one after we're going to get trios. But I don't know. It still feels weird. What were you going to
say? Sorry. I liked Iron Trials quads a lot more than duos. For two big reasons. Number one, you can get loadout so much easier, which is pretty big. And then also because people in 4s just don't play as scared as they do in 2s. So we were getting into way more gunfights. I actually really liked the slower time to kill. And I liked it in quads as well. I do remember one gunfight we had that was 4v4 at fire by pool. And it was just a fucking disaster, a clusterfuck. But it was fun though. I like enjoyed it. We won, but then we like had to go back and then we lost because we got, I think, third partied or something. I don't know what happened, but there are moments where you shoot first and you get the kill in Iron Trials, and holy shit, is that gratifying. It reminds me of playing a first-person shooter game where aiming matters at all.
Yeah.
It's really fucking really fun. But it can get really crazy when it is 4 versus 4 in like, like fire is not a big building. There's like 3 rooms in fire. So things get pretty crazy, but it's fun. And if you're not in a building, it's even more fun because you can really fuck kids up. And like, if you're aiming better than they are, you'll get rewarded for it like way more often. And this is kind of what I had been saying about duos. The reason I bring it up again is because in quads, I got in way more gunfights than I did in duos. Way more action in quads than in duos. So I just had more opportunity to experience the gunplay that I like about Iron Trials because it was quads. That's kind of why I bring that up. However, yeah, it's still too little money. Loadouts cost too much. One thing I feel like they changed, I don't know if they mentioned this or not, but you can't convince me otherwise. There are absolutely more vehicles now in Iron Trials. I don't know
there is.
if
They
that's
said that.
Okay,
they added the TAC rover in.
That's okay. Yes, that's right. That was a lot better too. That was very nice. That made quads a better experience than duos as well. But that's not, that's not quads dependent exactly. It's just a good change to Iron Trials in general, which I thought was really good. However, I will say Jake made an excellent observation when we were playing yesterday. And he was like, dude, everyone is on the edge of the zone because there still aren't enough vehicles. And like every gunfight we had, that one match where he said that, fucking everyone we're like all running in, escaping gas together in a way that never happens in regular Warzone ever.
No.
Dude, it was comical. Every single team we fought, we were all running from gas together and like shooting each other also.
Yeah, like right at the edge. Yep.
And I think he was right about it being because of the lack of vehicles.
Yeah, and it's because people are like looting around more looking for money and stuff,
That
so
too,
people aren't just getting to the circle as much. I like having TAC rovers a lot. I think helicopters need to be in too. I'm not sure why there's no helicopters in, to be honest. Berthas, I actually love not having Berthas in. Take Berthas out of the game, that's fine. It's nicer, like, if people want to rotate, that's great, but it's also great to be able to shoot those people out if you can get, like, a nasty snipe on a moving vehicle 250 meters away. Like, that's rewarding and feels good. Having Berthas in is a little bit too overpowered, I think, and I don't love that. So there's no downside for me putting helicopters into this, and I'm not sure why they're not in there. Because it would just make it so people could get into the circle easier. It's not like the helicopter is going to have more health in Iron Trials,
exactly.
It's like you can still shoot it down. You're going to know exactly where they are. You're going to see them from far away. You can still gun them off. So those need to come in. I think that would help with people getting more inside the circle and having fights rather than all running into the gas together and shooting right on the edge. I mean, it was kind of fun, but also I would rather be able to just rotate in and have fights in the middle of the zone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was fun, but the problem with it was that we were getting third-partied every time because everyone was on the edge of zone.
Yep.
And like, if someone's slightly more in than you're two teams fighting each other while you're like running in from gas. And then there's like a third team here and they just start fucking all of you. and then like a fourth team is already in zone, fucking shooting you from a rooftop as well.
Yeah.
It's just third party city. I wouldn't have an issue in theory with like 1v1ing a team coming in from gas. I agree with you. It was fun when on the rare occasion that happened, but it felt like every time it was a third party mess. Because when you're coming in from gas, it's very easy to get third party.
Exactly. So it's like you're fighting a team as you guys move into the gas together. You're constantly shooting back and forth. You both get into the gas, and immediately you're gunned down to a team just sitting in a building at the edge of it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's like vehicles would also make it so people rotate more, and there's still entirely too many people sitting, waiting in buildings. Very annoying. It happens all the time still. And a lot of that is because the vehicles, people can't rotate as easily.
Uh-huh. Yeah, agreed. What is this last point on this topic, Tanner?
Let's see. Okay, yeah. So this was actually huge. Far less cheaters in this than in regular Battle Royale. The cheater situation wasn't bad. Soon as Season 6 dropped, I don't what happened? Game's fucking full of them again. It feels like the game did a month and a half ago. I don't know what the fuck they did. How was it better before the update? I don't know. So the cheaters in Iron Trials are actually almost non-existent. I played for hours today. I played Iron Trials for probably 3 hours. I know everyone I was playing with was playing before I got there for at least 4 hours. They said they didn't see a cheater at all. I didn't see one when we were playing Iron Trials. So then we got off. There was only 3 of us remaining. We asked Raz if he wanted to play. Of course, he was eating dinner, which is about a 90-minute thing for him. So he so he wouldn't play with us. So we went to play regular trios. The second gunfight we get in, we wipe team. The second gunfight, the guy is botting. Already an aimbotter. Cool. Fuck. We got unlucky. We all died to him, of course. Requeue. Second game. The first or second team we come across, aimbotter. We're all dead again.
Oh no.
What the fuck? 2 in a row. We all die. We requeue. 3 games in a row, we run into an aimbotter in regular trios. We had been playing, these guys had been playing for 6, 7, 8 hours. Not a single cheater in Iron Trials. 3 in a row in regular BR. Super fucking frustrating. All of them, of course, like level 40. One of them was like using like the classic Car 98 iron sight. Just a fucking disaster.
Yeah. The cheater classic, yeah.
Yeah. Just the cheater classic.
I wonder why that would be.
We had a couple thoughts.
Expect more aimbotters in Iron Trials, not fewer.
We have a couple thoughts. Me, Jake, and Shido were talking about this. For one, the time to kill is longer, so they can't just one tap someone with a iron sight Car 98 from 250 meters. They're just going to crack them, you know. So that's one.
Okay. 2,
thought I had was that they have to spend more time looting around to be able to get their loadout drop, so that's less fun for them because they want to land, get money, get their loadout within 60 seconds, and start aimbotting kids. So when they have to run around with ground loot guns searching for money to get their loadout, they're not going to have as much fun, right? And then like what Shido said, he's like, there's no reason to cheat in this over regular. There was no benefits to it. It was just everything made it worse to cheat in and harder to just blatantly try to aimbot kids than in regular. So in their mind, they're like, oh, I can just go play regular trios, land, have a loadout immediately, and just start aimbotting kids from any distance, headshot them, and it just doesn't matter. Whereas Iron Trials is only making that more difficult on them. So I think that's pretty much the only reason. It just adds a little bit more work for them, and they're not going to do that.
That is probably the explanation, but what I was thinking was, if you're aimbotting, you'd have even more of an advantage in Iron Trials because with a bigger health pool, like accuracy and aim matters even more, which is like what we always talk about. So it's like, why wouldn't they queue for Iron Trials with a fucking 200 round PKM and just shit all over everyone?
That's true.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I think you're right. They just don't want to spend forever looting.
Yeah.
We don't either. But thanks, Activision. So, but yeah, I think that is why. That's crazy though. None and then 3 in a row.
Yeah, we were doing really well in Iron Trials. So everything I just said that was negative about Iron Trials. By the way, it's not like we were doing shit. We won 3 in a row. I think we won 4 out of 5 as well. And then they had won a few more earlier in the day before I got on. So we were fucking frying. I mean, we were doing fine. I just, like, the whole time that we're like chasing, popping UAVs and shit, if your team gets a loadout ASAP and doesn't die and you guys have money, it's fun. But the minute a teammate gets downed and you have to try to find money to buy him back, or two people get downed, that's when it just goes downhill. It's harder to regain even than in duos. It's a fucking disaster because everything's been looted at that point. But it's like, so I was having fun and I was frying, but I was thinking like, yeah, I mean, I would probably just be having more fun in regular quads, though, really. I would have more kills right now. We'd be able to pop more UAVs and move around the map even more. And it would just be more fun, I think. So, yeah, we were doing good. I still don't love Iron Trials, though. Like, I don't get the vehicle thing. I don't get the raised price of loadout. It's still, like I said, great not having, like, dead silence, though. We died 2 dead silence, I think, the first game as soon as we started playing trios. A whole squad, all 3 of them had Pop Daddy. All 3 of them. That's just so fucking annoying and frustrating. So there are obviously like really good aspects of Iron Trials, but it needs a lot of tweaking.
Yeah.
A lot of tweaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if they just had everything... I think 1 free loadout drop instead of 0 or 2. And... either have the loot be normal, so you can loot normal cash amounts and get normal contract rewards, or keep the loot and contract rewards low, but then also raise the price of a loadout to 10K. I think that's kind of all you need, and I would really like Iron Trials. Because even with snipers, it feels like the balance is pretty good. Like, how often were you dying to others who were sniping in Iron Trials? Not
often at all. Like, every once in a while I would get cracked from someone and I'm like, oh shit, and then I'd have time to like hide, plate up, try to figure out where they were. But I never got one tap to someone with a sniper when I was playing Iron Trials.
Okay.
Ever.
Interesting. Yeah. So they've been tweaking Iron Trials. This iteration is a fair amount different than duos, so they will probably continue to do that. I don't know how many other people, though, are complaining that loadouts cost too much.
Well, again, the only people playing it are the sweats. It's all the big content creators, so of course they don't care. They're dropping 40 kills whether they play trials or regular, so it doesn't matter to them. Yeah, so that's why, unfortunately, I'm not super optimistic that will ever be addressed. Yeah. But that is our biggest kind of complaint with it. Support for the Dropshot is brought to you by MANSCAPED, who's the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. MANSCAPED offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. MANSCAPED just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right. 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust MANSCAPED with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, and optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I'm blown away by the performance. The craftsmanship, the details, they're next level. Manscaped will help your confidence when shaving. Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. I now feel confident shaving my boys. This upgraded trimmer includes a multifunction on and off switch that can engage a travel lock. It also gives you the ability to turn the LED spotlight for a more precise shave. Lawnmower 4.0 even allows you to customize your trim through additional guard lengths with sizes 1 through 4. Did I mention wireless charging? The new wireless charging system uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. Men, you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it all wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. Knock it off. It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DROPSHOT at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using code DROPSHOT. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
All right. Well, okay. Well, you go ahead. So some other thoughts. You had another thought here that I wish we didn't have to talk about, but
What?
you wrote a lot.
This
of
is
words.
funny that you said this.
I'm proud of
This
you.
is
'cause
funny.
This is like so many words.
This
So
is
good job.
funny. This is super funny because you were the one trying to not buy the Battle Pass 2 days ago because you don't want to spend money on the game, right? So all I'm saying is if the Battle Pass was good and gave us blueprints like this one, maybe we would
You
want
gotta
to
give
actually
context
buy
to
it.
Okay,
Well,
sure.
fuck you.
Let's-
There's their context. Fuck you and bitch.
God.
I just want to say, Raiden tweeted this out when I first noticed it. So there's a level 24 Battle Pass weapon skin. It is for the XM4. It's called Gravitas. It is literally the best looking blueprint they've put in the game. Easily. And the best part of it is they only put 3 attachments on it. Why do they only put 3 attachments? Because they're the 3 meta AR attachments, which are 60 round mag, agency suppressor, task force barrel. So finally, yes, P Blue, no, it's white and black. That's
what he means, yeah.
Yeah. You're able to use those 3 fantastic attachments, put your scope on it, and it still looks good. It's the first blueprint ever in this game that looked good and wasn't fucking ruined because they put dog shit attachments on the blueprint. So this is actually huge. It's huge that they finally put something in.
It's actually a fair point with the good attachments.
A blueprint that has meta attachments that people actually use and want to use. Because I would buy this. If this was in the store, Activision, I would buy this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you putting dog shit in the store when we make stuff like this? So if you guys want to look at, I was going to show an image, but I forgot to shut up the note screen, so I don't care. But go to the Battle Pass for this season, level 24. Look at the XM4 skin. It's fucking clean. I wish they always had stuff like that in the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass blows. Why do I buy it every season? Frankly, honestly, I don't know. The season comes out, I pay $24, and I get the Battle Pass with the tier skips. I don't know why. There's not been one good thing I've gotten out of it, ever. It's a waste of money. Maybe we should all stop buying the Battle Pass. I don't know why I do it, but I do. So I was happy to see after the hundreds of dollars I spent in Battle Passes in Warzone that I got one good weapon skin out of it. Thank you, Activision. I appreciate it. I feel like I wasn't completely ripped off now.
Yeah. No, that actually is a good point about the blueprint having good attachments on it, so you'll actually use the blueprint attachments on the gun. That's fair. That's a fair point. Okay.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yeah. They should do that more, though. Like have fewer
make good
attachments
blueprints
on their
that'd be
blueprints,
crazy.
but put decent attachments on. Yeah.
Know what else they should do is make it so like you can change the suppressor and the color stays. Wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine if I could change that suppressor to the regular suppressor or the regular anything and it keeps, right? That'd be nuts. Crazy idea. No one's ever had that idea, Activision. That'd be fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool for sure. So yeah, that's cool, man. I did not know this next part. So we also have cheaters are here in full force.
Yeah, we already mentioned that kind of.
The Vanguard STG-44 and M1 Garand were somehow put into the game, and cheaters are using them while aimbotting.
Yep.
Smile. So I had seen a Twitter clip right when Season 6 came out. J-God went into a private match, and that allowed him to use the STG-44, which is a Vanguard gun, in the private match, which then allowed him to use it in Warzone. And I saw a clip of him doing that. What I did not know is that cheaters were also doing this with the STG and the Garand, and they were aimbotting in Warzone with it, and holy shit, that is funny.
Yeah, I got killed to it.
Did you?
Yes, that's why I put this in here.
Did it fucking fry you or what?
It looked like a gun. All of a sudden, I got
oh my God, that's so
it was in
funny.
the pre-game lobby. I got fucking fried out of the air. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I watched the kill cam, and it was a kid with an STG-44 aimbotting me. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So I was like, pull us out, get us out, get us out. There's a cheater in this lobby, get us out, and we left.
That's so fucking funny.
And then I started seeing that on Twitter too, that like all the cheaters, because they have the unlock tools, they can get any gun they want. So that's what they did.
Yeah.
I got aimbotted with an unreleased gun. Oh, I mean, holy shit.
Funny, dude.
Yep.
I would be so mad if that wasn't the pregame lobby. Like, oh, I just died to a fucking STG.
I mean, holy shit, yeah.
That game isn't even out yet.
Yeah, this game doesn't release for a month, and I just got killed, dude. The main AR in it, so it was a disaster.
Holy fuck, that is so funny.
Also, we'll talk about it more on Wednesday probably. But inside of private matches, the gun had 10 attachments. That's what J-God could put on. So we'll probably give some more thoughts on that on Wednesday. Talk about it more. But yeah, 10 attachment Vanguard guns look like that's what's coming to Warzone.
Yeah, we will get into that on Wednesday for sure. That's really fucking funny though. But yeah, the cheaters are back. This is kind of something I had said at the end of Wednesday's podcast, the last one we had. I was like, oh, I've been playing Warzone. Haven't been that many cheaters. It's been fun. I've been having fun because there aren't that many cheaters. And I expect to continue to, but who knows when they'll be back, because we've seen this in Warzone since its inception. We have these, peaks and valleys of cheater infestation, and we've reached another peak at this time. Probably because it's a new season, so like cheaters come back to the game as well as normies to play. And also, I think engine owning had like just updated something right when Season 6 came out.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are the biggest cheat providers, so I don't know. A lot of accounts, or a lot of people who cheat were back, ready to boat it up. And here we are. So who knows how long that'll last, but
yeah,
we're seeing a lot of cheaters again. So that's neither fun nor exciting, I would say. It is fucking hilarious that they're aimbotting with STGs, though. Holy shit, that is funny.
Isn't it?
I can't, I can, of course, believe it, but I just hadn't heard of that.
Fucking
disaster. But of course they are, yeah. Of course they are. Yeah, why wouldn't they be? If I was aimbotting, you bet your ass I'd be using an STG-44. Why the fuck not, dude? Yeah. Holy shit, so. Yep. I bet you the Garand would have been a better choice, by the way.
I saw some clips of that, yeah.
Just fucking torching people.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course. But smile. And then the new gulag. So the gulag is like new, or sort of. So it's kind of like showers, but it's just infinitely better. Right? This is like showers revamped, isn't it?
It's showers, yeah.
It doesn't even feel like showers, actually. Like, it's so much better than showers was. Yeah.
I have the complete opposite opinion, but go on.
That's odd. Way less cluttered. Way less visual clutter. Visibility is actually pretty good. And there is not that much on in the gulag. And it is so much goddamn better than the old one. So for the old gulag, my gulag percentage was about 33%. That was my win percentage in the old
shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you suck at this game or what?
Well, hold on. So that's not probably 100% correct, because I think that 33%, I don't know. I don't know if it went back to I don't know if that's literally including all of my games on that gulag. However, this new gulag, 92.9% gulag win ratio now. 33% to 93%. So that's a 60% uptick. So hey,
yeah,
I like the gulag more. Smile.
Yeah.
And it's because you can actually, it's big enough to where you can avoid stuns, and also you know where people are before they're inside of you. So I'm very pleased, not only with the fact that the old gulag is just gone, because that's the biggest thing. I'm most pleased that I'm not playing on the last gulag. That's really it. It doesn't matter what the new gulag is, because I'm happy that I'm not playing on the other one. It doesn't really matter what we were doing now. It would be better because it wouldn't be the one before. So that's one thing. But also, this new gulag is an improvement on original showers. Way less visual clutter, way easier to see people, 93% win ratio. That's not a coincidence. It's because I can see people and I can hear them coming, and the map is big enough to where if you don't throw a stun in the fucking air, you're going to stun me and everyone spectating in that gulag because it's the size of a boxing ring. So that has been pretty cool, fun, and exciting. 93% win ratio. I like the new gulag a lot, and I think it's an improvement on the original showers. What are your thoughts on the new gulag?
Okay, I don't know what's different with the new gulag. So when I first started playing it this season, I was like, "Oh, this seems better. Like there's less, like there's less clutter or something, or like better visibility and whatnot." So I was playing it all day, doing fine on 100% win rate in the gulag this season. Checked warzonerank.com. It's 100%. It's still 100%.
Edit that out.
It's 100%. I don't lose in the gulag. You're
100% bullshitting me.
Okay. All right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think you're an idiot.
Cool,
okay.
Man.
I don't know what's different. It felt wider to start with. I don't think it actually is. Another thing is like there are different variations of it. Not there's like
True.
2 or 3 variations of it, maybe just 2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's 2. Yeah.
But one of them that was really bad before, like the left and right lane, there's like some walls that I felt like would come out very far, and then the middle would be like a circle. And now it feels like the little walls that were sticking out on each lane is maybe not as far out anymore. Like now it's maybe 3 feet out. So it's just like a wall that comes straight off it, and it's like 3 feet. Whereas like in the last gulag, it would have been like maybe 5 or 6. I can't confirm that, but that's how it felt. We also haven't played this gulag for a long ass time. So then I was trying to figure out before we went live tonight, I was like, is this actually different? Am I just crazy? So I looked it up and I was watching videos of the old gulag. It looks almost exactly the same. I don't know what's changed. I said the same thing as you. I'm like, oh, there's way less clutter. There was no clutter in the old one. I don't know what's going on. I guess I lost my fucking mind. I was watching this video. It was like 8 minutes of Shroud playing of Shroud in the gulag. And it didn't look that much different. I couldn't figure out what the changes are. They're very minimal.
I think we were thinking of the Gulag Showers gunfight map, not the Gulag map. Because you're right. That jump spot isn't in... That sync jump spot isn't in the Gulag either, I don't think, right now. I don't think it was in the original either. I think that jump spot is a gunfight Gulag Showers.
Yeah, maybe
spot.
I was thinking of the gunfight the whole time.
I think we
I don't
are.
know. I haven't tried that jump spot on this, and no one's done it. I hadn't even checked, but maybe you're right.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
That could be why I've been giving Gulag so much hate this whole time, was really because I was thinking of the gunfight map. Okay, Jake's right. Yeah, jump spot is on the go. I think this whole time I've been hating on showers. You're right. I was thinking of the gunfight map, which was a horrible gunfight map. Yeah.
So was I. Yeah.
I think that's it. So I also wrote this down. I now 100% think this is the best gulag we've ever had. I think I was just capped the entire year, and I was thinking of the gunfight map. Then that makes sense. That there were different variations of it. So all my former statements saying like Rush was the best, this one was the best, I just take them all back. They were all shit. After playing this today, it felt so much better. It's open. It's like exactly the same on each side. I come into contact with a person before we even have lethals. No one's sitting in a back corner like crouch walking up. It's easy to figure out where they are. It could be in part to the loadouts, like you're saying, like the guns right now. But yeah, I've been fucking frying in this gulag, and I'm liking it a lot. So yeah, apparently I was thinking of the gunfight map the whole time. That's annoying.
Yeah, I was too. I 100% was.
Yeah.
Because the gunfight map, like...
I forgot it was a gunfight map.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because I was too. That's funny. Yeah, so I don't think this one is that much different. And maybe it's.
I feel like the
slightly different. I don't
gunfight
know.
version was like darker or something too.
It was like longer and narrower. It felt like.
It's
And
like
it had the
this.
sinks.
It's like this is like feels like an arena almost, like there's extra lights up top, and like maybe the gunfight version was just darker. I don't know. I haven't played Modern Warfare gunfight in a fucking year and a half, so I don't know. But
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, love this gulag so
Feeling
much
good.
more than the last one.
Yeah.
93% win rate. And then also, speaking of the gulag, the loadouts currently, they're actually not that bad. There's really only 2 shit loadouts that I've gotten so far, which are the ballistic knife and the ironhide shotgun. But every other loadout I've gotten is pretty good. I've gotten like MP5 with a fucking red dot. It's the only other one I can remember, because here's why that's the only one I can remember, because all the other loadouts beside the ballistic knife and the ironhide, they are guns that shoot bullets in full auto, so I don't know or care what they are. And also, there are too many of those items in the game right now anyway, so of course I don't remember. If it was an MP7 or a P90 or a fucking AUG, of course not. There's too many. I literally don't have the space in my brain to remember all of them.
yeah,
All of that is to say, besides the ballistic knife and the shotgun, I think every gulag loadout I've had besides those has been like good, because it's just been a gun that shoots bullets and fully automatic.
yeah, true. I feel like I've gotten a lot of smoke grenades too. I haven't been getting stunned too
I
much.
love that.
I've been, because I keep throwing my tactical. I'm like, oh shit, this isn't a stun grenade. This is a smoke. That was happening a lot too. So that's at least better than getting stunned every time.
Yeah, I feel like there have been fewer stuns.
There's been a lot of C4 though, which also isn't great. I mean, I've gotten 2 or 3 C4 kills, but
Claymore, you mean? I haven't seen a C4 once.
no, C4.
Huh.
Yeah, C4. I got, I think, 2 kills
Maybe
today.
you've just seen all the loadouts because you go to the gulag so often. I don't know.
Well, you didn't play today.
yeah.
We were playing for hours, 3 in a row. How many wins did you get? How many wins did you get in Cold War? Did you get a victory royale?
I got quite a few victory royales, man. Yeah. I got a, oh, by the way, side note, got a play of the game, got a couple, but one of the play of the games I got, the video game was showcasing my exquisite extreme talents and I mean,
Some kid
just
called you a gamer word.
deific prowess. And someone was like, oh, the Dropshot podcast, huh? Damn, maybe I have to check this guy out. I was like, let's go, free advertisement. So change your names back to the Dropshot podcast.
That was such a good idea. We had to change our names to that.
Actually, yeah, a lot of free advertisements.
Such an
So
original idea by you and I.
by you and me and not anyone else. Yeah. So if that's you that was saying that in the Cold War play of the game, sup, bud?
Get shit
Good
on
job.
also.
I'll gift you a sub on Twitch to my channel if that was you. You have to tell me what map we were playing on and what mode though, because I'm not getting baited by randoms. Okay.
There's not
but
too
anyways,
many maps and modes. Someone will figure it out. So you'll be giving away a lot of subs.
we'll see. Anyways, yeah. So other than that though, season 6 is here. Not a bad update by any means. Nothing super transformative, but despite that, better than the last couple months of Warzone updates. The AR meta has never been more diverse. Maybe not never, but it's quite diverse right now. SMG meta is quite diverse right now. The map is pretty good. I'm pleased to report, performance by the new demolition site is fine. I get the same amount of frames there as I do anywhere else. I was concerned that wouldn't be the case, but it's not a problem for me. So that's another thing that that's a worry I can kind of dispel, and maybe dispel it for you guys as well. But yeah, again, overall, yeah, pretty solid update. And if it weren't for the cheaters, then it would be really good. And it would tide me over until Halloween. And then that would tide me over until Vanguard comes out in 26 days. But But all of that is to say, I am, yes, very much looking forward to the haunting or
that'll be fun.
The possession of Verdansk. Yeah,
that's in 10 days.
It is in 10
October
days,
19th.
and I wonder how many cheaters will be in that.
Oh, imagine, dude.
I don't recall there being cheaters in the last Halloween event, but if there's a lot of them yeah, exactly. If there's a lot of them in normal Warzone when this event happens still, I imagine we'll see some fucking zombies aimbotting somehow and like throwing fucking gas grenades into our mouths and just killing us instantly or something. So that'll be both fun and exciting. But I'm looking forward to the Halloween event. Yeah. What are your overall thoughts, little bud?
Yeah, season 6. The game's not worse, at least.
It's definitely not worse.
We didn't get overpowered guns. They'll be buffed, I'm sure. Map changes are fine. They didn't necessarily make the map worse. Gulag's a lot better. One thing, as you were just saying with the performance, my performance has been about the same or better. Jesus Christ. But I've been crashing a lot. I crashed numerous times again today. I think I'm at I'm at 6 or 7 crash to desktops since the season dropped. So since Wednesday night. That I don't usually crash it. Like it's not a dev error. It's just I'm at my desktop all of a sudden. My game freezes. I'm at my desktop. I don't even get a dev error. So that's really annoying. Happened all the time today. It happens at the worst times. We were noticing also like the Iron Trials lobbies would be down to like 130 people at the beginning, and I honestly think it's because so many people are crashing. I know Jake crashed numerous times. I think Cope or Shitta, one of them, I think it was Cope, crashed a couple times as well.
I've crashed probably 4 or 5 times since season 6.
Jake crashed in like final circle when there was like 2 people left or something like that. I wasn't there. I crashed once when we were all set up. We were on a roof in downtown. It was probably 3rd or 4th circle. I climb a ladder. My game freezes. And it's just really frustrating because like you can't load back in, you know, and then you're just fucked. And it's like, awesome, man. So really frustrating. If the game's in a crash me when I'm in the helicopter loading into the game before I jump. Stop making my game crash when we're in the final 2 circles. Please, come on, figure it out. So dude, that's very annoying.
It is annoying. That is worth mentioning.
That doesn't happen a lot. It's just like a straight crash to desktop, not a dev error.
Yeah, we don't crash ever. If we crash, it's the game's fault every time. So for example, my Warzone game before season 6 had not crashed in like months. We just don't crash. So something's going on with the game that's making people crash. I don't know what it is. Yeah, one such time, me, Tanner, and someone else were alive south of Lumber. There was one team left. Yep, there was one team left, and I crashed. And then we ended up winning the game. And I was like, cool, man. I would have liked to have gotten a win. But no. I crashed at the very end of the game. Awesome. So yeah, it's fucking annoying too.
Yep. Sure is.
Not so bad that it's like unplayable, but bad enough to be really frustrating.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gets smoothed out soon as well. I don't think there's been a patch to Warzone since season 6 came out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I'm sure they're aware of the issue because there are a lot more PC players on Warzone than there ever have been before. So
yep.
When all these big streamers are crashing and bitching about it, Activision's going to get on top of that. So
that is nice about more people switching to PC, because it used to be like at the beginning of MDub when still not a whole lot of people were on PC, there's a PC only issue. Good luck. It's not getting fixed. BO4, if there's a bug on PC, good fucking luck. It's never being fixed. There is no player base. So that's really good for us that there's so many people now that play on PC.
True. 100%. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, other than that, boys and girls, that is it.
God.
We are done with this episode. Those are our first impressions of season 6. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll have more to say in general as the season progresses. 10 more days till the Halloween event. That's going to be really fucking fun. Those are going to be some good streams. We might want to fuck around and change our gameplay streams to the evening for at least some of the Halloween events. Because if we're doing a
Spooky
scary
season?
event and it's fucking 95 degrees and the sun is just burning a hole through my fucking window, you know, that's not very scary, is it?
Yeah.
So you'd want to do that when the sun is down. I could turn off all the lights, really shit my pants on stream when
You should
I
do a
open
Halloween
box.
stream.
Let's do a Halloween stream.
Oh, I'll be in Hawaii, but you can. That's why I said you can do one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Leia was asking in the Hangout what we're going to dress up as this year, and I said I literally didn't even occur to me.
Well, we thought
Yeah.
about it also last year, like 2 days before we ordered some shit from Amazon. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Send us costumes. The PO box ! PO box. Is our PO box on our website? I don't know. Figure it out. I'm not sure if it is.
Yeah, figure it out. I
Send
don't
us
know.
a costume
It's
and
not.
we'll wear it. Maybe. Depends what it is.
Yeah.
We probably
We
won't.
won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't.
Send it to us.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's it. We'll be back Wednesday for another episode. We'll be back Tuesday for a gameplay broadcast. We'll have the schedule posted on our Twitter, twitter.com/thedropshotpod, at the Dropshot Pod on Twitter. Go to thedropshot.com and you can find links to the Twitter and everything else we have. The YouTube, the Discord, join the fucking Discord, of course. The merch store will be on thedropshot.com. You can watch us there live at thedropshot.com/live. In fact, you can, and most importantly, you can find a link to the Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support this show. Patreon.com/thedropshot if you want to just go one fucking straight shoot, straight ticket, straight to Patreon, dude. 5 bonus eps a month, weekly hangouts, gameplay breakdowns, merch store discounts, much more for you dear patrons. So that is the best way to support the show. It's the best for us, and it is the best for you. That's where we offer all of our bonus content. And it starts as like, you know, gold patron, $5 a month. You get 4 bonus episodes. It's like 4 or 5 hours of extra listening materials for $5 in an entire month. Is that so much to ask, guys? Figure it the fuck out, dude. Please. Okay. It's the best way to support the show. We love our patrons. We appreciate them. Patreon.com/thedropshot. All right, motherfuckers. That is it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, remember, stay humble.